we are going to discuss on classroom strategies for ADHD, and this discussion is more for focused for teachers and special educators who are having ADHD students in their classrooms. So today's learning objective are two things we are going to learn. One is the core symptoms of ADHD and the one is seek break activity, which is a very simple behavior therapy technique which can be used in classroom management in improving the attention span of the student and to decrease the hyperactivity of the ADHD student in the classroom. Now let's first learn about the core symptoms of ADHD. The core symptoms of ADHD children. As I told, there are three core symptoms: inattentiveness, hyperactive, and impulsive. And I have also shaded some areas of this. So there are students who can have only inattentive problems. There are students who have only hyperactive problems. There are students who are impulsive in their nature. And there are students who do have, see when I have shaded this green aspect where hyperactivity and inattentive both are present. So this group of students are students who are having both features of hyperactive and inattentiveness. And this group of students are students who are having both hyperactivity and impulsive. And this group of students are students who are having both inattentiveness and impulsivity. And now when you look at this part, which is a intersection of all three, and this is where you have this group of students have all three features: inattentiveness, hyperactive, and impulsivity. And this group is a full-fledged attention deficit hyperactive disorder who needs psychiatry treatment and evaluation. And when these ADHD children, when they have impulsive behavior, this impulsivity is what makes them to engage in behavior problems. So impulsivity in students or children are prone to develop behavior problems compared to the students who have only inattentive and hyperactivity. So impulsivity is a cause for behavior problems in ADHD children. Now, when we look at inattentiveness, what are the features of inattentiveness? Let us see. Having short attention span. So they cannot do any activity for more than 10 minutes or 12 minutes or 5 minutes. So depending upon their attention span. When you say normal attention span, now for example you have a child of 3 years old. So the 3 years old child should be in a position to carry out a mental task for 8 minutes to 15 minutes. So you add the age 3 years plus 5. 8 minutes is the lower limit plus 10. So 13 minutes is the upper limit. So their attention span should be between 5 minutes to 13 minutes. So an age of a child who is 3 years old should be in a position to carry out any mental task for about 5 minutes to 13 minutes. Then you can consider that as a near normal attention span. If the even for 5 minutes, if the child gets distracted heavily, then there is a feature of inattention in that 3 years old child. Now next we'll go for easily distracted. So they will be doing some homework, everything. Immediately they get a sound from the road. So they get disturbed. They go out and see who is that. Again they'll sit and they'll start doing some other sound comes. So they get distracted. So they get easily distracted by the external stimuli. Make careless mistakes. Now when you are asking them to write from copy from a textbook, as they copy, there are times where they miss out one line or they write the same line again and again. So they're not able to follow the track, the visual track of the words and lines because of that inattentiveness and poor concentration levels. Losing things. Many parents keep on complaining. Every day the child loses rubber, pencil bags. Every time I have to give him a new pencil. So what her mother had done, she cut the pencil into two halves because he loses. So she gives half a pencil every day. Like that. So losing things. Unable to stick to mental tasks which is tedious and time consuming, like multiplication, addition, which needs more of concentration and which needs more mental tasks. They will have difficulty in concentrating. Difficulty to listen. As I am taking a class for 10 minutes, they will not be in a position to listen for that 10 minutes. By the time they get distracted, they blurt out words, they blurt out questions, fidgeting behavior, they'll engage in fidgeting behavior. So difficulty. Jumping from one task to another without completing the previous task. So they'll be coloring. Before complete the coloring, they'll do something other activity, some other work, sharpening the pencil. Then they'll drop the pencil there, they come and take something else, scissors in paper cutting. So they'll have a poor task performance, poor task persistence. Poor task persistence. So this is something which you need to work on these children in making them to persist in the task. After that, if they jump from one task to another, you focus and say, now come back and complete the task what you are doing it. So you encourage that. Now let us see hyperactivity. In hyperactivity, unable to sit in one place, fidgeting. When they're sitting on the table, they keep on tapping the feet or something, doing some work with their fingers on the table. They take the pen, pencil, rubber, do some movement of the fingers. They cannot sit silently. Unable to wait for turns. When you're asking them to stand in a line during the prayer hall, or when you are in the PT class, they cannot stand for turns. They'll push or they'll go front and run. Miss, when will my turn come? So, or push the other students in front. Always on the move. They cannot, even you are taking them for a social functioning or to any marriage or parties, everything. Even for 5 minutes, they cannot sit. They'll keep on running around the hall, go climb the gate, go climb the trees. If you're taking them to a guest house, to any relatives or a guest, to their guest, immediately when they go to the guest, they don't sit. They'll go open the showcase, they take the dolls, they do this. So they're always on the move. Even 5 minutes they cannot sit silently and quietly. Now let us see impulsive. Acting without thinking. They cannot, when they're doing some act, they don't know why they're doing. They just go, whatever is in the table, they just push it. Or if the student is there, they'll take a pencil and show it on the other students. So there can be a frequent accidents in these ADHD children. Little or no sense of danger while crossing the road. Just fly without standing and looking right and left. When two people are speaking, when the parents are conversation, they come and keep on interrupting in between the conversations. So these are all the core symptoms of an ADHD students where you can see in your classroom. So if you have any student, identify whether these students do have these features, and if they have all the features or more than 5 features in a student, please refer for a professional evaluation. So meantime, we will see how we can manage the student in our classroom. Now, for example, I will tell you one child where we were referred from a school. And this child, the teacher's complaint was, this child does not sit in the classroom. He keeps going round and round and round the classroom. But as the teacher keeps taking the lesson, and when the teacher is asking a question to the classroom, this boy will be the first boy who will come, stand in front of the teacher and answer the question correctly, and then again go around moving in the class. So here this student, though he was hyperactivity and moving around the classroom round and round, but he is listening to the what the teacher is delivering in the class. So he is attentive, but he is hyperactive. There is attentiveness in the child, but he is hyperactive. He is good as an when the material is being received through auditory. But when you ask him to sit and copy in the board, he will be very poor. He cannot sit and copy visually. When the material is presented visually, he cannot do it. It becomes very difficult for them.